Okay. One more then.
I just want to thank you for coming out here today.
Sure.
And I have a question. How and why would the U.S. and Israel be arming the Palestinian Authority? And another question I have, arming the Palestinian Authority. And do you think that with George Mitchell, there could be newfound hope to separate Somalia?
Well, in terms of George Mitchell and stuff, let me relate to that. I mean, that's what's interesting. I sort of think the two-state solution is gone. I understand you had a conference here a couple days ago, and that seemed to have been the consensus of people, that it's gone. You know, you can't say that in politics. In politics, you know, you never say never. So there's still one, we're like in the bottom of the ninth. Maybe we're at the top of the 10th. You know, we're the Arizona Cardinals trying to get that last. In terms of the two-state solution. Because, let me just say this, because the United States desperately needs a solution to this conflict, I think. I think the logic has changed. It's not Obama himself, although it's good to have a smart president who can figure things out. It's not Obama himself, it's that the Obama administration has come into an entirely different international logic. You know, the logic of Bush and Clinton and others, back to Kennedy, was that Israel is serving American interests. You know, it's an outreach of American military might. In the Cold War, it served, Chomsky called Israel America's largest aircraft carrier. Certainly in the Bush years, it's been at the forefront of the war on terror. You know, certainly it helped the United States in terms of preparing for the war in Iraq, and so on and so on and so on. Now we're in a different situation. I think the United States is obviously overextended militarily. It's weakened economically. It's a more multicultural, multipolar world than it was. And Obama has promised to pull American troops out of Iraq in 16 months. You got Afghanistan, you got Pakistan, you have Iran, you've got a resurgent Islamic fundamentalism that's only gotten more insurgent with the attack on Gaza. The United States has to desperately stabilize the Middle East and in a sense, accommodate itself, find reconciliation with the Muslim world. It can't beat them over the head anymore. And I think, like James Baker says, this is the epicenter. You're not going to get the first base, to change the metaphor, without resolving the Palestine issue. This, for Muslims, is, I think, an emblematic conflict. This conflict, I think, means more symbolically than Iraq. So that the United States has got to find a way around this. And it looks like Obama is taking it seriously. I mean, the fact that he appointed George Mitchell. Mitchell's a very serious guy. I mean, he's not a Dennis Ross. He's not some delivery boy. I don't think Mitchell would have taken that at the age of 80 or something, unless he had a real mandate from Obama to really do something. And, you know, he's not answerable to Hillary Clinton. He reports directly to Obama. So in a sense, what Obama has said to Hillary is, you're the Secretary of State for the whole world except Israel-Palestine, which is good news. In other words, I think that really means something. Now, from my point of view, the problem isn't that Obama gets it. I think Obama, you have to be brilliant to figure this out. I think the problem that Obama's going to have, you know, Kissinger used to say that countries don't have foreign policies. They have domestic policies. And Obama's big problem is the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party has always been more pro-Israel than the Republicans. You know, 80% of Jews in this country vote Democratic. And, you know, and so we could get to a situation where Obama's going to go in one direction and says, we got to start getting tough on Israel. We have to end this occupation. And Congress, the Democrats bulk. And the Democrats say, hey, you know what? We want to get elected in 2 years. No. And the question really for me is, can Obama assert control on this issue over Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi, in some ways, is much more crucial to this whole thing than Hamas or Abu Mazen. You know, because if he can't, then if he can't bring Congress, his own party with him, then we're really back to square one. I think, and that's what the paper you got handed around, what I wrote about is, if Obama frames this as an American issue, you know, the end of the occupation is vital for American interests, he might be able to swing it. But if he doesn't do that, it could very well be that he won't get the support of his own party. So that's the interesting thing I think to look at. 2 more questions.